All right, how is everyone doing today? Want to jump on here? Another snow day live here, Facebook, Instagram. So just want to jump in today and gonna do some answer some questions from some followers. I had just some basic questions, and let's just jump right in. The first one is from Molly, she's a beginner, so I don't want to go into her whole story. She's a beginner to training and was just wondering about um, body parts for certain parts of the body, like your arms and legs, and then kind of about can you, you've probably heard about this before, is just target specific areas of body fat. Like a lot of people and their love handles, that's where a lot of people hold body fat. Can you specifically target that with certain exercises? And for that, no, that is a myth. You can't just target your ab body fat. You can't just lose that. It takes losing body fat in your whole body to do that. The best way to do that is through sleep, through your nutrition, and proper training. Again, there are no exercises. The side bends are not going to make your ab fat go away. It's just not going to happen. It just takes an overall focus on nutrition and sleep mainly are the two things, reducing your stress, those types of things to get rid of body fat throughout our whole body. Different people, men, women, age, whatever it is, there's so many different things that play a factor into where you store your body fat or how your body fat stores and what area. Some of it's our love handles, our abs. Some of it's our butt. Some of it's our legs, underarms, whatever it is. But you can't just eliminate that. There's no one specific exercise. That is a myth, that you can do that and just eliminate that one area of body fat without worrying about anything else. No, it's just lose body fat, and eventually, yes, it can be tough. It can be a pain when that last little bit is there, but that is that. But the other part of her question was specific workouts or exercises for things like your arms, your, what else did she mention? Your glutes, those types of things. Yes, there are isolation exercises for that. So when I say isolation, things that work basically one muscle group. So like a bicep curl, you're basically just working the bicep. Um, yes, you can do those, but I always say start with the compound movements when it comes to lifting. Also, you want to be doing things like sprinting, jumping, athletic movements, throwing stuff, the fun stuff. You should be including that too. But when it comes to lifting, focus on the compound movements. So think squats, hip hinges, lunges, pushes, pulls in the upper body, those types of things that hit more than just one isolated muscle at a time. A squat, you're using your whole body. A hinge, you're using your entire body. Pushes, you're using your entire body if you're doing them right. Pulls, same thing. So you're going to be using more than just one muscle group. And that is ultimately the best way to go. Those should be your focus. So if you're doing a training plan, train like an athlete, which is the best way to train, in my opinion. You're warming up. You're doing your most explosive things, your sprints, your jumps, your throws. Then you're getting into some strength work, where it focuses around the compound movements. And then you can get into maybe some isolation things. But if you're a beginner, I wouldn't even worry really about isolation exercises for a while down the road. Work on the compound movements, get those dialed in, movement before maxes, get in good form, find what works for you, find variations of these exercises that work best for your body, that don't cause pain, aren't just crushing you, and train hard, train with intent, train smart, and just learn those movement patterns first. And then as you get better at them, then you start adding the weights, then you start getting stronger within those specific lifts, and that will target. So upper body, if you're looking for your arms, pushes, pulls are going to be great for your arms. Push-ups, dumbbell bench press for beginners are good. Those types of things. Floor presses as you advance. Rows, any type of dumbbell rows, inverted rows with where you're on a barbell or rings or whatever it may be. Any of those are going to hit your arms. As far as she also mentioned, glutes was another one she was looking at. Your hinges, squats and hinges, lunges, all those lower body exercises are going to, those compound movements are going to hit your glutes. Um, as long as you're doing them right, you learn the right form. It's tough to tell you how to do the form right here just in this, but um, work with a coach, have them show you how to do them right, get that form down. But those are going to be your best bet, best bang for your buck, or bang for your butt in this case, exercises. So things like I said, a good squat, find a squat variation that works for you. A hip hinge, maybe that's a RDL, maybe that is a glute, why can't I think of the name? Glute extension, a hip raise type movement. Maybe it's a single leg, but again, you got to find what works best for you. Split squats, reverse lunges, all those can hit your glutes. And it's best to focus on those compound movements because, again, they are the best bang for your buck. You're going to get the most from them, and you don't have to do a bazillion different variations to do it. You don't need the booty bands or putting the band around your knees and doing a sideways walk or a glute bridge with the band. I was at Aldi the other day and they were selling a booty. I don't remember what they called it, a booty builder or booty eliminator. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like a band. That's not gonna work. You don't put a band around your knees and walk sideways to build your butt. That stuff's not gonna work. Lift weights, move like an athlete. Those types of things are gonna help better than some random little band that you put around your knees. Bands can help. Yeah, you can do band glute bridges, those types of things. Those are fine. Those are great for beginners. But again, a glute bridge is a movement, a compound movement. It's not just squeezing your butt cheeks or whatever it is. But yeah, that for those are a couple good ones. But yeah, think of the compound movements when it comes to, especially if you are a beginner, get those down, and then down the road, once you've been doing this for years, a couple of years or whatever, you can start sprinkling in. I guess it doesn't have to be that long, but for the first at least few months, master and focus on mainly those compound movements, and those should always be in your program. And then again, like I said, once you get more experience, sprinkle in bicep curls for the arms, triceps, and those types of things. But those shouldn't be the bulk and meat of your program. It should be compound movements, and then sprinkle in the isolation exercises like the biceps and tricep curls, those types of things. Or not tricep curls, tricep extensions, bicep curls. But you know what I mean. So, but that hopefully that helps answer Molly's question there. But let me scroll through and find my other questions. All right, another one was from Haley, who is mainly just concerned about stress and just kind of stress management. It looks like she has an overwhelming workload and knows exercise will reduce stress, but it's just another thing on her growing list of things to do. So she's just wondering some different routines and warm-ups and stuff like that. I'll do that in a different video. Any foods that are good for stress, maybe ones that reduce cortisol, and can exercises be spread out throughout the day so it doesn't feel like I have to find another 30 to 60 minutes in my day. Yeah, okay, so we'll kind of hit those one at a time. So first of all, can exercise reduce stress? Exercise is a stress. Everything we do is a stress. Eating's a stress. Working's a stress. Or a stressor. All these things are stressors. Our body can't tell the difference what's good or bad stress. So exercise necessarily isn't going to reduce stress. It is a stress itself. But again, a lot of times it's a good stress. It's a way to take some steam off of our day or whatever, or bad day at work or whatever it is. But it is a stress. So adding that on to a ton of other stresses, work, family, finance, whatever it is not going to eliminate your stress. The main thing is just to start prioritizing, kind of figure out, and everyone's different. I can't tell you exactly what to do on this. I mean, it's our lives, our schedules are so different and changing and things like that. We just have to be the best at managing our stress. There's never going to be a perfect balance. Everyone wants that perfect work-life balance. That doesn't exist. It's going to change from time to time through different parts of the year, different things. You get, maybe you got a busy season at work and you're going to be working more, so you cut back a little on your training and exercise. You're not doing as long as sessions, or maybe you're doing more multiple smaller sessions and things like that. You just got to balance those out. But the main thing is get sleep. Sleep is going to help. Sleep, relaxation, that is going to kind of, quote unquote, I guess, release stress, or relieve stress and reduce stress, because it is so prevalent these days. We're always go, 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 wired, trying to go balls to the wall and cram everything in. The best thing is just one of my tips is just make a schedule for your day. What has to be done, what can just be there if you have extra time or just want to do something else, what can be kind of is not as important. Have your priorities for each day. In exercise, I believe exercise, eating well, and sleep, those are 3 of my non-negotiables. I do those every day in some form or another. I have to do those. Otherwise, business is going to suck. These videos, I don't know, maybe they suck anyway, but I'm not going to get them done. I'm not going to do all these things that I need to do to help grow tag performance and nutrition to be the best teacher I can be when I'm subbing in school. Yes, stuff that's stressful, but I have gotten pretty good at managing stress, and one of the biggest things I found to help that is prioritizing my non-negotiables, and that is my sleep, my training, my nutrition. And for each of people, everyone watching this and seeing this, that's not saying those have to be yours. Some of your non-negotiables, I think they should, because they're going to benefit the rest of your life. But you need to make a list of your non-negotiables and things that are important in your life and that you have to do each day to make sure you're not working yourself to death and all this stuff. Because, I mean, kind of rethink it too. I worked in a job that I absolutely hated. I hated the people I worked with. They were toxic. It was just a terrible negative environment. But I was making a lot of money. But what good is that if you're not happy? So you kind of have to look at that too, is can you reduce any of your workload, or things to do? It just you can always not refer out, but you could hire someone to save you time. You could hire, maybe you hate cleaning, you could hire someone to clean your house, or whatever the other chores, things around your house, things like that. Do some of your other work, whatever it is. You can take things off your schedule so you have that time. You can always hire people out to do that. That's why hiring a coach is good, to get all that time to help build you a program to follow, to take the time that you're not searching on the internet to find the next workout you're going to do. So that's why a coach, or you hire a mechanic to fix that car, because you're not going to do it. And if you try, it's going to just waste a ton of time watching videos on YouTube or whatever it is to fix. You're going to save time. So you're buying back your time, basically, to do that. So I hope that helps with that as far as exercise and reducing stress. Exercise, like I said, is a stressor itself, so it's not necessarily going to reduce stress. We just don't want to keep adding and adding and adding and adding, and think of it as a stress bucket. You don't want to just pour and pour and pour, because if that overflows, and it sounds like, hey, where you might be at, we need to peel back and figure out all these stressors that we are putting in our life, and kind of figure out what we need to do and manage those a little bit better. So hopefully that helps a little bit on that one. Are there any foods that are good for stress? Again, everyone's specific in what they eat, what they like, what they don't like, what their works best for their bodies. But let's keep it simple and basic. Whole, nutrient-dense, real foods. Eating is a stressor again. So if you're always stressed out, eating really fast, those types of things. But if you can sit back, relax, enjoy a meal with family, with friends, whatever it is, of whole, nutrient-dense, real foods. Think, again, hear me say this a lot, foods that come from the earth, our plants, our veggies, our rice, our potatoes, those types of things, and food we can get from an animal. So meat, nuts, or not nuts. Hopefully you're not. I guess maybe you're liver king. You're eating animal nuts. Nuts would be from the earth. But so what did I say? Meat, eggs. Eggs are shaped like nuts. Maybe that's why I thought of that. Dairy, those types of things. So figure out what works for you and just build a nutrition plan or a diet around whole, nutrient dense, or real foods instead of the crap junk food you're going to get from the store, and it's just going to make you want to eat more and more and more, and that stress eating. So I find if you eat good, real food, that is going to be number one for that. So foods that reduce stress, focus on real nutrient dense foods again, because like I said, everything we do is a stressor. Eating is a stressor, but focus on whole, nutrient dense, real foods, because that is going to improve your sleep, which will help you reduce stress. It's going to improve your performance in the gym. It's going to improve your performance at work. All those things. So start with that. There's no specific one food that I can say that's going to reduce stress. I would just say whole, nutrient dense, real foods, the good stuff. All right. Ones that reduce cortisol, same thing. The same foods. And I guess we should kind of break into what cortisol is. Cortisol is known for like the stress hormone, but there's a lot of other stuff it's for. And basically, some people, it fluctuates through the day. So it's a lot like testosterone, where it's not going to be even keel all the time. Sometimes it spikes, sometimes it doesn't. And it's basically just there to help you regulate your body's stress response. So again, foods that are gonna help with this again are just whole, nutrient dense, real foods. You don't need to eat anything special. I mean, if you have any foods that are again causing you allergies or intolerances, those types of things, but only you know that. I don't know what that stuff is. So, but yes, so your body is always trying to be in homeostasis. So it's gonna fluctuate up and down. That's normal. But the best way to do it is just kind of, again, take your real whole nutrient dense real foods. Again, like I said, foods that come from an animal or foods that come from the earth, and those are going to help regulate, and just not just cortisol, but everything in your body. Body's going to function properly, and just overall help you become the best performing human being you can in all areas of life. And it starts with that kind of nutrition plan. If you'd have to ask more so some sort of dietitian or something on specific foods for cortisol. But my suggestion is just, again, real whole nutrient dense foods, and doing that. Like, I just made a video that will be posted in the future about cutting calories, and people want to cut calories. You don't need to really cut calories. Make your calories count. Eat whole nutrient dense real foods for a while, and just watch how you feel, how your body looks, how you perform, your energy levels, all that stuff, your stress levels, all that stuff will just improve with better nutrition. That's the main thing. Most people just don't have good nutrition, and everyone knows what to do. They just don't do it for one reason or another. All right, and I think this was one more here. Can exercise be spread out throughout the day so it doesn't feel like I have to find another 30 to 60 minutes in my day? Of course, yeah, you can spread out. You don't have to be in the gym for 2 hours a day. You can break it up. If you have 20 minutes here, 10 minutes there, you can always do that. One easy way to do that is take a 10-minute walk after each meal. That's very simple. I think that's very doable for most people. That's 30 minutes of walking. That could be an extra, 5,000, 6,000 steps a day? Something like that. I don't know, depending on how fast or your stride lengths and stuff like that. But that's a simple way to get some more movement. You could always do a couple 20-minute workouts a day, or one 20-minute workout every day. It doesn't have to be a set time every day. I mean, although it's good to get in the routine of, oh, I got my hour here or whatever, 45 minutes here every day. I'm doing something. I'm lifting 3 times a week. I'm doing some cardio conditioning another couple days a week. I'm walking every day. It's just good to get in a habit, but it doesn't have to be a certain hour each day. It could be 20 minutes. You can get a great workout in 20 minutes. Again, back to the compound movements I was talking about before. Pair up a squat with a push-up, for example. Maybe you got or a bench press or some push-up. We'll just use push-up. So we get like a dumbbell for your squats, and say it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe a thing you could do or a weight you could do 10 reps for, but 10 is a good 10 reps for, but it's not simple. So like a weight you can do 10 or so reps for, but it's tough. It gets tough. It's not a cakewalk. You're not just pumping out reps. Then set a timer for your 20 minutes. Do 8 reps of those bodyweight squats, kind of some escalated density training. So 8 reps of those squats, followed by a quick 30-second, 60-second rest, 8 push-ups, rest a minute or two, go back, repeat this over and over for that 20 minutes. You can either count how many sets you got of each and how many reps, and then maybe the next time you try and beat that the next week. Or you can up the weight a little bit and try and do that. So that's just one example, but yeah, you can do so much. You don't have to have a specific time. It's just important that you make time for it. A lot of people just claim they don't have time. They're too busy, when really they're just unorganized. They don't prioritize training, but you can break it up a couple 10, 20-minute sessions a day, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. So I hope that helps. But other than that, I'm looking to see if I had any other ones. No, not. There are some other ones here, but there are going to be more on just specific posts that I'll do. Like she was wondering about shorter routines, which I answered that yes, you can do shorter routines, but she wanted some examples of that. I gave you that one, but I guess she had some other stuff about things you can do at a desk. Yeah, even if you're at work at your desk, you could do some lunges, you could do some squats, you could do calf raises, whatever you can do, walk around. You can do so many different things. Even just ankle mobility or wrist mobility, so wrist circles, ankle circles. Sitting on the couch watching football, you can just do ankle circles. You can do mobility drills and stuff like that. Simple little things sprinkled throughout the day. So I guess I'll use my example. So I do a workout every morning. I lift 4 times a week, do conditioning, mobility the other few days. So I'm doing something every day. I walk every day, typically after each meal. And then at night I usually do some like a 10-minute mobility type thing, some hip circles, some hip windshield wipers, arm, shoulders, back mobility, all this different stuff, like 10 minutes. Quick, simple, a bunch of different movements, just helps me feel good. Because you sit a lot all day, like I'm sitting right now, and just helps the body loosen up and get ready, kind of easy mobility, wind down while I'm watching some TV, watch some wrestling probably, getting ready for bed. So yes, there's no problem. You can do short routines, and I can post some more of those at a different time. But yeah, those are some questions we had today. So hopefully those answers help the ladies who asked them and help you guys out there who maybe are thinking the same thing. That's why I answer these questions on these videos, because if you're thinking it, someone else probably has that same question. So again, don't just take this information and go, oh yeah, that was good information. Apply it. If it works, if it's for you, if it applies to your life, take it and take action on it. It doesn't have to be perfect action. It just has to be action. Ready, fire, aim. That whole saying. You don't have to have the perfect plan. You just have to start. So other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and we will talk to you soon. If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram, on Facebook, or Trevor, Trevor, @tagpn.com is my email, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.